What's keeping Max? He should have already been here by now.
Maybe he had a more pressing engagement.
How come? What do you mean?
You really don't know? Love really does make you blind.
What?
Think about it. Your father disappears. Max sits in the next office and says he didn't notice.
He had his music.
Who urged you to go home and wait for your father there?
It was Max. So what?
So what? Have you already forgotten that's where someone knocked you out?
No, but...
And then the attempt on the train. This has to have something to do with you or your father. That's clear, isn't it?
Yes, but...
Your father wasn't on board. And who knew you were on the train, other than us?
I know that all sounds strange, but...
Nina, wake up. I don't know who Max is working for or what he's up to, but he's playing some kind of evil game, and he's playing it at your expense.
Do you think we should...
Forget Max. I know you like him, but he was only using you. If we don't go now, he'll win the game, and your father will lose.
Maybe you're right. So what do we do now?
The trail to your father leads to the Himalayas, and at least we have parts from a travel journal by this Evans. We should be able to use it to find the hidden caves of those mysterious mountain people.
And then what? That won't bring my father back.
I know, but I'm sure this strange alien artifact has something to do with your father's disappearance. I admit, we most likely won't find your father in the Himalayas, but at least we have another lead.
Yeah, I know. It's just that I'm so very tired.
Do you want to give up on your father?
No, you're right. Let's go. No wonder these caves are unknown. Without the exact information from Evan's report, no one would ever find their way up here.
Let's hope that you are right. We are, in the border area, and I really do not want to make the acquaintance of overly nervous border patrols. I'll stay at the entrance and keep an eye out. Let me know when you have found something.
An excerpt from the travel journal of a certain Dr. Evans. My father considered getting these documents to be so important that he intentionally coded all documents that deal with this subject. For sure, without Oleg, I never would have found this cave. Oleg is standing guard. I'm sure he'll notify me in time if problems should arise. A small round hole in the rock. A small round hole in the rock. A small round hole in the rock. The water is crystal clear and most likely ice cold. The poor guy must have fallen in there. I wonder if he was a member of my father's expedition. I can't reach it from here. Pretty big rock. It's too heavy. I can't move it. Patterns were chiseled into the rock here. I wonder what they mean. It could come from a yak. It could come from a yak. A wooden peg. I can push the part into the opening without any problems, but nothing is happening. I can push the part into the opening without any problems, but nothing is happening. I can push the part into the opening without any problems, but nothing is happening. I was lucky that there is another drain. Otherwise, the entire cave would probably be underwater already. The bag was next to the skeleton, and the rising waters brought it to the surface. This means that the contents can't be that heavy. Oh, a bone. It looks weird. Somehow unnatural. I can push the part into the opening without any problems, but nothing is happening. I can push the part into the opening without any problems, but nothing is happening. The bone caught on something. I can't get it out anymore. This room emanates a weird atmosphere. I can't describe it exactly. Unreal, as if one is entering a different world. These lines and circles look almost like the sketches that Manuel Perez made in Cuba. Small humans flee from a huge unshapely object into a cave. The head was chiseled directly out of the massive rock face. It depicts the fall of a huge, unshapely object. The broken down trees around the crash site remind me a bit of photos that I once saw of the Tunguska region after the 1908 catastrophe. There's this light coming up from down there that bathes the room in this strange atmosphere. an excerpt from the travel journal of a certain Dr. Evans. My father considered getting these documents to be so important that he intentionally coded all documents that deal with this subject. Strange disc. Really looks rather insignificant, but it feels warm, and I have the feeling as if some sort of weird energy is emanating from it. I'll show it to Oleg. Maybe he's got an idea about what we should do with it. Oleg! I was just coming to you.
I see you really did it. Congratulations. We were not mistaken about you.
Thanks. What do you mean by...
I'll explain that later. The boss is waiting.